Stand by for the Jon Hammond Show. Thank you very much, folks, for tuning in. On tonight's show, this music is a gig I just played with my longest time friend, Marc Baum. He's a great saxophonist, multi-instrumentalist, and I'm a organ player and accordion player. We go back to kindergarten days. We're playing for some seniors here before lunch is served. And we have played in many situations over the years. Yeah. So you can see us here in 1970, a band that we had. And January we played at the NAMM show. And meantime, I have been, before the pandemic, I had traveled all over the world, but Marc always stayed in the San Francisco Bay Area. I always say there's two ways to see everybody. You can run around like crazy all over the place like I do, or stay in one place and everybody will pass by eventually if you're in the right place. And that's what Marc has done over the years. And he's played with a lot of great Bay Area local musicians, from Eddie Money to the Tower of Power, and the Buddy Love show that he's been doing for a long time. Marc can arrange for big band and small groups. And I have been doing my cable TV show now for wow, how many years? I'm in my 41st year. I started on February of 1984. Yeah, when it was MCTV. That stands for Manhattan Cable TV. And that was one of the very first cable TV networks in the country, Time Warner. And we were right on the dial with all the networks, CNN, MTV. In those days, there were so few channels that they were on the dial with letters instead of numbers. We used to say, channel C and D are free, and J you pay. And I was on all three channels. And we started out in the time slot from 1:30 a.m. to 2 a.m., late Friday nights, preceding the Robin Bird show. And I kept that same time slot. Robin is retired now in the Hamptons, and I'm still on. 41 years going on now. Yeah. That song was by the late great Henry Mancini. Get everybody in the mood for a beautiful lunch. The Days of Wine and Roses. This is one of my favorite songs, written by the great Consuelo Velasquez. Bésame mucho. And I have a really big gig coming right up in New York City, where I live. And I'm getting my old band back together for this very special occasion. We call it the Ellington Room Sessions. And I did it before the pandemic, and we're getting back together again. Same boys are down for the gig. We're gonna hit at 7 p.m., 2 sets, and quit at 9 p.m. Hit at 7 and 9, we quit. With maybe 10-minute break, you know. Got plenty of songs to play and stories to tell. I go way back with all the musicians. It's amazing how fast time is flying by, folks. Well, we got quite a pickle of a political situation suddenly developed. It has been building for a long time, and there's wars going on, and I'm an old peacenik, but in the old days we get out on the streets and protest, but I'm getting up there, so the main thing I can do is play music, and I think that's the best way to bring everybody together. I have played with many musicians in different countries, many who couldn't speak English, and I couldn't speak in their language, but we could play together like we played for decades. And then we'd sit down for dinner, and we couldn't even hold a conversation. Yeah, Mark. Mark, actually, in our first bands, he played electric bass, and he's a really solid bass player. And then when he picked up the saxophone, he and Lenny Pickett developed their long tones by playing in a cement tunnel at Cordnesis Park in Berkeley, California. And for many years, he's played the Selmer Mark VI saxophones with the Berg Larsen metal mouthpiece. And he's got a beautiful tone. And Lenny got the gig over at Saturday Night Live. He's been on it for quite a while now, along with my friend Alex Foster. He was on my first album. Taking this one home here. Muchas gracias. Quite a cadenza there. Yeah, folks, you know, I went over to Germany in 1991 with one of the very first powerful Hammond portable organs that came out then. That was called the XB2. And I traveled all over Europe with that. Actually, all over the world. Took it to Japan, to Shanghai, China. And 13 years ago, I switched over to a new model that I have been traveling with for 13 years. And it fits in a Gator flight case. It's just a molded polyethylene, light and strong, and so much easier for me to take this on the airplanes and on my wheels, you know. Yeah. From the Wizard of Oz, somewhere over the rainbow, I have seen some beautiful rainbows in my time. They say when you see one, it brings you good luck. And one time I was driving through Utah in the Salt Flats, and I saw a beautiful double rainbow. So I bring you double good luck. And I discovered this place called Lucky Boy. It's a great place to eat. And I always tell them when I eat there, I say, today I'm the lucky boy. They got fish sandwiches that are just delicious and crispy. And breakfast. And of course hamburgers, but I laid off the meat about 10 years ago. Some fish occasionally. And it's been good for me. Yeah, Mark. I hope everybody out there is doing well. And I play my SK1 Hammond organ through a fantastic, powerful and light bass amplifier from Marc Bass in Italy. And it's really nice and easy for me to move. It sounds great. I like it a lot. And the people are beautiful. Oh yeah. Over the rainbow.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Wow.
TGIF.
Thanks God it's Friday.
How about Stevie Wonder?
Yes, Stevie Wonder.
There's a request for Stevie Wonder.
That's a great idea.
This song's shot straight to #1. Dedicated to everybody out there. It's called You Are the Sunshine of My Life. Yeah. And I talked with Stevie just this last January. I'm happy to report he's doing really well. You know, he had a kidney transplant a few years ago. And it's taken, thankfully. And I met one of his sons, who's a really, really nice young man, Kylan Morris. And I had spoken with him in April of last year, and he was masked up, uptight and out of sight. And in January, he had no mask on, and he was in very good spirits. So he must be doing really well. I'm really happy about that because he is a national treasure for the whole world. His real last name is Morris, but they gave him the name wonder because he's a wonder from God. And he's brought us so much great music. And always a good uplifting message from main man Stevie Wonder. Yeah. All right, we're going to play it down for you. Of course, we're playing with no drummer here. The amazing two-man band. I've been very fortunate to play with some fantastic funky drummers too over the years. But this is, there we are. All right. I'm bringing you into the gig, everybody. For the musicians out there, Stevie did this song in the key of B, 5 sharps, and then he modulates to C right there. Yeah. My friend Steve Medeo played trumpet on the record and toured with Stevie for a long time, and Paul Butterfield Blues Band. And that's how I met Stevie. Steve introduced me back in 1972.
Thank you very much. I think we've got time for one quickie on the saxophone, everybody. Marc Baum.
Yeah, Marc.
He's an M-A-R-C.
M-A-R-C.
Yeah, thank you. We'll do one quickie for a few minutes. Okay, thanks a lot, Mona. Yeah, we'll just do a real quick one, you know? And then, like they say on the cruise ship, bon appetit.
My mama done told me blues in the night. Yeah. When I was in knee pants, I met Mickey Rooney, and Mickey was involved in this tune. Yeah, the story is that Mickey was there when they revealed this song at a dinner party with a lot of movie stars there. And he said it was the greatest song ever written. Yeah, we're going to put the hamburger on the grill here with a quickie. I was very fortunate to do a television interview with the late great Roy Clark from the Hee Haw TV show. So they gave us a signal that they were needing Roy and we were running out of time. And I said, Roy, have you got a quickie for us? And he said, well, I got a quickie, but if I tell it, we'll be off the air. Yeah. You can look up that interview on the YouTube. My mother told me the same thing every day. She used to said, Jonathan, when are you going to get a real job? But she got used to the organ after a while and the accordion. We're taking it home here. Bon appetit.
On the saxophone.
You see that organ there? I'm planning to record with it. I bought it from a church when they were moving. It's an A100.
Jon Hammond is oiled up by
The annual oiling.
A100. Well, see if I can fire it up. How's that? Yeah.
Yeah. The song's called All the Way. All the way. Yeah. Yeah, this organ was built in about 1962. It has actual mechanical tone wheels inside that create that unique Hammond organ sound. And there's a very special oil that you oil it once a year, whether you play it or not. You gotta put that oil in. As long as you do that, it'll last for years and years and years. This organ will still be around when I'm gone. And I've been doing my maintenance, and I bought it from this church that paid a fortune for their maintaining the organ and the Leslie speaker. So I'm really super lucky to have it. And we're going to be recording with Marc on saxophone and some other musicians to be announced. TBA, to be announced. With some very special microphones. Long story. My good friend, dear friend, Bruce Hatch, recorded me with this microphone in a Nagra back in 1968, and I've got 4 of those microphones from Bruce, and we're gonna use those for the recording. There's the organ inside with the back off. How about that? Built by hand, you know?
Hey gang, this is Eddie Money with my good buddy Jon Hammond right here. We'll give you a little quick interview, what's going on with my life.
Thank you, Eddie Money. We're going to take you home, folks, with a tune I did with Eddie Money a few years ago called I've Been Loving You Too Long. Like Eddie Money would say, good night from New York. We love you. This is Jon Hammond.
I've been loving you too long, and I can't stop now.
Yeah. There he is, Eddie. We went way back. And sadly, he's no longer with us, but this is a recording we did in our very own studio. Todd Anderson laid down the horns. Very proud to bring it to you on the Jon Hammond Show on MNN TV.
Don't stop now, Eddie.
With you, my life became so wonderful. Time after time now, I was made to see I've been loving you just too damn long, yeah. From now, oh, you were born of it, and you want to be free. That's all of it. You got that habit to me. I've been loving you too damn long. Oh, please don't stop it now. Oh, don't stop it now.
I'm driving to another gig there. We're going to take you home, folks. Thank you for sticking with us. And we'll be back next week on the same frequency and streaming all over the world. Also with my podcast, Hammond Report and Hammond Cast. It's Jon without the H, Jon. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, everybody. I want to take you home with a little bit of my own guitar playing. I'm primarily an organ player, an accordion player, member of local 802 Musicians Union, local 6 from New York and San Francisco, respectively. But I play some guitar too, so I'm going to pick a little bit of guitar on my tune here for you, take you home. I'd like to remind you to go to my internet site, www.jonhammondband.com, with no H in the John. I'm not the singer, I'm the player. Catch you later, everybody. Good night now.
Fingers of the singers. Bye-bye now.